So today in this video we are talking about the last portions, the few portions, the some small portions of the chapter of digestion was left. So we are discussing those things today and we are going to finish or wrap up this chapter by this lecture. Okay. So after we completed the digestion portion yesterday in the last video, the next video that comes, okay, it will start with the calorific value. So what is calorific value? As I told you, whatever substances that we consume, that we eat, is not it? Amongst those substances, the major food components are carbohydrate, proteins, fats. Okay, these are the major food components which are present in any kind of food that you eat. Okay. Now the question is that those food, why do we eat them? We eat them to digest them. We eat them so that we can absorb something from them. Okay. Then assimilation comes where our cell uses those fuel substances. Okay, we can say that carbohydrate, protein, fats, they are our fuel substances. They help us to drive our metabolism, is not it? Our cell will eat those carbohydrate, protein and fats, and these our cells are going to survive. Our cells are going to function just in a way how a bike needs a petrol for its working. Similarly, our petrol is what? Our fuel is what? The protein, carbohydrate and fats, is not it? Now, when we consume the protein, carbohydrate and fat, how this protein, carbohydrate and fat reaches our cell, that we have already studied. Assimilation, blood will take them. Okay, and after that our cell is going to take up those carbohydrate, protein and fat from the blood, and our cell is going to break the carbohydrate, proteins and fat inside the cell. The cell will break them and it will obtain some energy, it will obtain some ATP, and with the help of those energy, those ATP, our cell is going to do its several function and our cell is going to develop, our cell is going to function, and that energy will come in this way. Okay, now what is the amount of energy produced by carbohydrate inside the cell? We do not know. What is the amount of energy produced by protein inside a cell? We do not know. The cell can use carbohydrate, the cell can break carbohydrate and obtain ATP, the cell can break protein and obtain ATP, the cell can break fat and obtain ATP, obtain energy for its working. So how much energy is produced by which fuel substances in what amount? This is the discussion that we are going to do over here. So calorific value, when carbohydrates, fats, proteins are oxidized, broken down and transformed into ATP. Okay, this is the energy driving unit. The chemical energy is formed. Okay, we did a chemical process, we oxidized, we broke the carbohydrate, fats and proteins, and by breaking them we obtained an energy, we obtain a chemical energy is formed, which is used by the cells to drive their multitudes of activities, and this energy the cell will use for its functioning, for its development, whatever you say. Okay, now calorific value kya hai, you understood. Now what are the types of calorific value? When we talk about the types of calorific value, we get two types. Okay, the first type is called as physiologic value, the second type is called as gross calorific value. So what is physiologic value? Physiologic value is the value, ठीक है, जो मैं बोल रहा था, कार्बोहाइड्रेट सेल के अंदर कितना अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस करता है, जब सेल उस कार्बोहाइड्रेट को अपने अंदर ब्रेक करेगा तब वो कार्बोहाइड्रेट उस सेल के अंदर कितना अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, ठीक है ना, that is physiologic value, that is the amount of energy produced inside the cell when the cell breaks carbohydrate, protein and fat, the actual amount of energy liberated in the body by these nutrients. Okay, if you break carbohydrate, okay, 1 gram of carbohydrate, you are going to get 4 kilocalorie of energy. Okay, if you break 1 gram of protein, you are going to get 4 kilocalorie of energy. If you break 1 gram of fat, you will get 9 kilocalorie of energy. Okay, so I hope you understood this portion. This is what will happen inside our cell. Now what is the second part? The second part is called as gross calorific value. What is gross calorific value? The amount of energy liberated by the complete combustion of 1 gram of food in a bomb calorimeter. So bomb calorimeter is a closed metal chamber filled with oxygen. Okay, so bomb calorimeter is just like a metal chamber जिसके अंदर there will be so much of oxygen, and we need to oxidize, if you need to break them, you need to oxidize them. That means with the help of oxygen you can break them, is not it? So inside a metal if you put 1 gram of carbohydrate and there is so much of oxygen inside that metal, that oxygen is going to break this 1 gram of carbohydrate, and then what is the amount of energy which will be produced inside this chamber, inside this metal chamber, is called as gross calorific value. Okay, so here if you break 1 gram of carbohydrate, you will get 4.1 kilocalorie, protein 5.65, fat 9.45 kilocalorie of energy you will get. So this is what is done in a metal chamber. Okay, here also we are doing the combustion of food. Here also we are breaking down the food with the help of oxygen. Here also we are breaking down the food with the help of oxygen. This is occurring inside our cell. This is occurring in a metal chamber. Hence, in this one there is a more energy formation than this one, because this also depends on the availability of oxygen. In this is a metal chamber which is completely filled with oxygen. There are so many oxygen, but here in this case our cell depends on our circulation process. Our cell depends on the availability of oxygen that will be done by the blood and lymph, कि blood and lymph कितना ऑक्सीजन सेल तक डिलीवर करता है. अभी बोले जहाँ पे तुम हो, तुम बोले हाई ऑल्टीट्यूड में हो, वहाँ पे बोले ऑक्सीजन कम है, ये कंडीशन है. तुम्हारा बोला आरबीसी कम है, दिस इज अनदर कंडीशन. सो देयर कैन बी यू हैव सम काइंड ऑफ रेस्पिरेटरी डिसऑर्डर्स. So there are certain conditions which can affect the amount of oxygen present in your blood, which can affect the amount of oxygen that is transferred to the cell. Hence cells might not get that many oxygen as it is there in this particular chamber. Hence in this chamber we can see that the more energy is being liberated or formed by the combustion of 1 gram of each of the fuel substances, then that occurs inside our cell. इसलिए उसको gross calorific value बोला है, इसको फिजियोलॉजिक वैल्यू हम लोग बोलते हैं. ठीक है, तो आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड द डिफरेंस. नाउ वी आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स सम डिसऑर्डर्स एंड डिजीजेस ऑफ द चैप्टर, डाइजेशन चैप्टर. ओके, मेक नोट्स. So here this is the next part, and here we are discussing about protein, energy, malnutrition. Okay, so malnutrition, I think this word you have heard a lot of time. Malnutrition means not getting proper nutrients, not getting the nutritious food to eat, to give it to the body, to give it to the cell. Okay, that is malnutrition we call it. Okay, now this kind of conditions are generally seen in very poor countries. We can see in Nigeria, like the African countries, Kenya and all. In these countries we can see that the childrens they are like so poor, they don't get proper food to eat. Is not it? They do not get proper water to drink. Is not it? The condition in those countries is very pathetic. Okay, those which are underdeveloped countries. Now, when we are young, when we are in that age bracket of 0 to 6 years of age, that is the time when we grow like anything. Is not it? When you are just born, your body size is this much, is not it? And by the time you reach 6 years of age, your height grows considerably, like you grow a lot, is not it? So you can see a very fast growing stage. You can see a very drastic physical change and mental change when you are just born. You don't know anything, is not it? You do not recognize anyone, you cannot speak, is not it? You cannot identify amongst the colors or whatever you say, is not it? Something is just moving in front of you and वो देख के हा 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 ऐसे हंसते रहता है बच्चा, है ना? ये हम लोगों ने देखा है कि ऐसे क्या बोलते हैं इसको, दुलना झूलना जो भी बोलते हैं, उसमें रख देते हैं, ऊपर को जैसे लटकते रहता है, वो देख के एकदम करते रहता है बच्चा, है ना? क्योंकि उसका दिमाग वो सिचुएशन में है कि कोई भी मूविंग चीज से उसको अच्छा लग रहा है. ठीक है, कोई भी ग्लिटरिंग चीज से उसको अच्छा लग रहा है, बट वो प्रॉपर्ली आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पा रहा है. वहां से लेके टिल द टाइम दैट बॉय और गर्ल रीचेस 6 years of age, कितना मेंटल डेवलपमेंट होता है. दे स्टार्ट रिमेंबरिंग देयर लेसन्स, दे स्टार्ट आइडेंटिफाइंग पीपल, दे स्टार्ट टू हैव देयर ओन ओपिनियन दिस डेज. They learn completely how to use a cell phone or whatever it is, technologically how to run a computer, laptop, everything, is not it? How to play games, is not it? So this is the age bracket where you need a lot of nutrients in your body. The kids, they can eat a lot because their cells are going to use a lot of energy. जिस अमाउंट का खाना हम लोग 0 to 6 years of age में खाते हैं, वो अमाउंट ऑफ खाना अगर हम लोग अभी खाना शुरू करें, दैट अमाउंट द लैक्टोजन, सेरेलैक, नेस्टाम, है ना, ये सब चीज़ अगर हम लोग अभी खाना स्टार्ट करें, वी विल गेट फैट इन नो टाइम. But in the this age bracket of 0 to 6 years of age, when you eat so much, is not it, still you do not get that fat. Why? Because your cells will be using those things. Now if you eat it, your cells will use less, so you will get what? If you eat more and your cells are using less, that means those fuel substances are going to get stored. If they get stored, you are going to become fat, है ना? तो अभी वही यहाँ पे पढ़ रहे हैं, the deficiency of protein and energy or both called protein energy malnutrition. Young children 0 to 6 years of age bracket का जो children होता है, they require more protein for each kilogram of their body weight. Why? Because proteins are called as bodybuilding blocks. And 0 to 6 years of age, a children, okay, a child, a baby, it grows rapidly, and for growth, for bodybuilding purpose, you need protein. Hence, for per kilogram of their body weight, they will require more protein than adults, so they are more vulnerable to malnutrition. Okay, if they get less food, they will get malnutrition, which can lead to permanent impairment of physical and mental growth. Because as I told you, 0 to 6 years of age, rapid physical growth, very high growth is also observed in the mental condition, is not it? So there will occur some impairment in the physical or mental aspect if they do not get the proper amount of nutrients. It is of two types, kwashiorkor, marasmus. Okay, I will also send one picture of kwashiorkor, marasmus in a comparison kind of view. You can also make notes from that particular picture which I will send, but यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा discussion, ठीक है ना, कर दिया है, लेकिन वो पिक्चर में अच्छे से टेबल के फॉर्म में वो है, तो यू कैन ऑल्सो मेक योर नोट्स फ्रॉम दैट पिक्चर विच आई सेंड. So kwashiorkor, it is observed in the children in the age gap of 1 to 5 years of age. Okay, and kwashiorkor is something which occurs mostly due to the protein deficiency. Okay, what are the symptoms that we are going to see over here? Wasted muscles, thin limbs. Wasted muscles means the muscles will not be like will not be toned. You can say the muscles will not be toned. The muscles will be present in the body, but it will seem like not a toned muscle. It will be kind of loose kind of muscle. It's like that we see in old age people. Since the muscles are not properly attached to their bone, it is like hanging, or like that toning is not there. That is wasted muscles. Thin limbs, very ऐसा लगेगा कि जो लिम्स हैं, पैर हो, हाथ हो, जो हड्डी है, द बोन के ऊपर चमड़ा लगा हुआ है, द मसल्स आर नॉट देयर, इट लुक्स लाइक दैट. ओके, you can search the kwashiorkor in Google and you can see how they look. Retarded growth of body and brain. Obviously they will be slow in their movements, they will be slow by their brain. Swelling of legs due to retention of water, the legs will be swollen. Okay, this condition is called oedema. Pot belly, okay, coma, diarrhea, these are the symptoms of kwashiorkor. Pot belly, they will have a kind of a projected belly. Okay, the body is very lean and thin. The legs are little bit swollen. Hands are like the forehands will be very thin. Okay, and they will have a pot belly. So if you Google it, you will understand it well when you see a image. Marasmus, it affects the children below 1 year of age. Infants, those who are like just born till they reach 1 year of age, at that time they need a lot of nutrients. They need a lot of carbohydrate as well as protein. So here kwashiorkor occurs mainly due to the deficiency of protein, but marasmus is something which can occur even if you are giving full protein but you are not giving the carbohydrate and fat. It can also lead to marasmus. So in marasmus, in the children, those who are below 1 year of age, they need full-fledged carbohydrate, full-fledged protein, full-fledged fats. Okay, they need all. If you give only protein and if you do not give the carbohydrate and fat properly in their diet, it can lead to this condition called marasmus. Thin limbs, emaciated body, that means prominent ribs. सोचो 1 साल का बच्चा पूरा prominent ribs निकला हुआ है, कैसा लगेगा देखने में? Dry and wrinkled skin, diarrhea, impaired growth, etc. So these are the conditions of marasmus. Plus I am going to send a picture. There you will get more differences. Okay, so I just wanted to discuss the basics of these two diseases. So I have given, even if you write this is okay, but I want you to write little bit more. So I will give you one picture, from there you can make your notes. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Now we will discuss about some of the diseases of alimentary canal. Okay, make notes.
So
तो यहाँ पे हम लोग कुछ कुछ डिजीजेस के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, एंड वी विल डिस्कस नियर अबाउट 7-8 डिजीजेस. सो 5 यहाँ पे मैंने लिखा है. फर्स्ट वन इज जॉन्डिस. ओके, जॉन्डिस कब होता है? व्हेन इन आवर ब्लड द बाइल पिगमेंट बिलीरुबिन इट इंक्रीजेस. ओके, सो वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट दिस, about the bile pigments, about the breakdown of bile pigments into Verdin does not breaks, rubin breaks into stercobilin and urobilin, is not it? Then stercobilin goes and gives the coloration of the potty along with biliverdin, and जो urobilin है it gets absorbed in the body. So increase in that urobilin का concentration, ठीक है, जब हमारे blood में बढ़ता है ना, urobilin it comes into our blood, absorbed by the intestinal absorptive cell, and then it gets filtered out through the urine, and it gives the yellowish coloration of the urine. So if that urobilin, if that thing increases in our blood, it will also make our blood ka color look yellowish. So that is what is jaundice, and this happens when bilirubin का concentration या bilirubin जब intestine में break होगा, and urobilin जो हमारे blood में absorb होता है, वो यूरोबिलिन का कंसंट्रेशन ब्लड में कब बढ़ेगा? वो तब बढ़ेगा जब बिलीरुबिन का कंसंट्रेशन इंटेस्टाइन में बढ़ेगा. बिलीरुबिन का कंसंट्रेशन इंटेस्टाइन में कब बढ़ेगा? जब बाइल ज्यादा इंटेस्टाइन में आएगा. बाइल इंटेस्टाइन में ज्यादा कब आएगा? जब लिवर इज affected, when the liver has inflammation, when the liver has been attacked by some kind of bacteria, is not it? When you have hepatitis, that is inflammation of liver, under that condition the liver will produce abnormal amount of bile. More bile goes through the hepatopancreatic duct into the duodenum, more bile pigments goes into the duodenum, more bilirubin gets broken down, more urobilin gets absorbed in the blood. In blood, urobilin ka concentration will increase. It will make the blood look what? It will make the blood look more yellowish, and then your eyes, your hands, these things are going to get that yellowish tinge. Okay, so jaundice, bile pigments like bilirubin increases in the blood, causing yellowness in the skin and eyes. The liver is affected. Hepatitis, inflammation of the liver. Alopecia, ये by birth disease है. Some children, they do not have that gene, even maybe they have that gene present in their body, which is responsible for forming lactase, which helps in the digestion of lactose. Lactose is a milk sugar, is not it? So milk sugar को digest करने के लिए जो क्रिप्स ऑफ लिवरकून है वो फॉर्म करता है लैक्टेज. ये हम लोगों ने डाइजेशन में पढ़ा है. तो अगर क्रिप्स ऑफ लिवरकून वो लैक्टेज का फॉर्मेशन नहीं कर पाया, सो द बच्चा विल बिकम इंटॉलरेंट टू डाइजेस्ट मिल्क शुगर. दिस इज अ इनहेरिटेड कंडीशन. ये बाय बर्थ डिफेक्ट रह सकता है. इट इज कॉल्ड एज एलेक्टेशिया, और लैक्टोज इंटॉलरेंस भी बोलते हैं इसको. इट इज एन इनहेरिटेड कंडीशन कॉजिंग द लैक ऑफ एंजाइम which is needed to digest milk sugar. Milk sugar, lactose, lactase body में form नहीं हो रहा है. ठीक है, so under that condition the infant is going to have a lot of gas problems, stomach pain, is not it? Because they are not able to digest the milk sugar, so that milk sugar will stay in its form and it will be digested by the bacteria present in the intestine. And as I told you, when bacteria will eat more and more food in your intestine, it will give rise in the formation of gas. पेप्टिक अल्सर, स्टोमक अल्सर सुना है, ठीक है ना. बाहर का फूड, अनहाइजीनिक फूड ज़्यादा खाने से ये होता है, बिकॉज देयर इज अ बैक्टीरिया कॉल्ड हेलिकोबैक्टर पाइलोरी, है ना, दैट विल गो इनसाइड योर स्टोमक एंड इट हैज़ अ रेजिस्टेंट टुवर्ड्स द डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म ऑफ आवर बॉडी. हेंस वो रेजिस्टेंट है, तो हमारा बॉडी का डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म उसको मार नहीं पाएगा. अगर वो ज़्यादा नंबर्स में आ गया तो तब वो हमारे को इफेक्ट कर सकता है. सो इट इज़ अ सोर इन द लाइनिंग. सोर माने घाव. How I hope you understand. Lining of the esophagus, stomach or duodenum usually caused by bacterium Helicobacter pylori. Eptylism, deficiency of salivation. Okay, and this occurs due to some kind of nervous defect. There is one cranial nerve present in our body. We are mammals. We have 12 pairs of cranial nerve, and the 10th cranial nerve, which is called as vagus nerve, which is the longest nerve in our body. So that vagus nerve ही salivary gland को stimulate करता है to release saliva. Suppose you have some kind of defect in that particular nerve, okay, that is you have defect in your cranial nerve number 10, that is in your vagus nerve. That condition can be called as decreased vagal tone. So if you have a decreased vagal tone, that means if you have a less working capacity of your vagus nerve, or your vagus nerve is affected by some condition or the other. Under that circumstances, it might not do as effectively as it can do when it is properly functional or properly operational, is not it? So now you have some kind of defect in that nerve, so वो nerve जो काम करता है वो भी कम होगा. So under that circumstances, the vagus nerve is responsible for stimulating whom? It is responsible for stimulating your salivary gland to release saliva. वो अभी नहीं होगा. So you will have less saliva in your mouth. ठीक है? That condition is not that good. It will create some trouble in the digestion of carbohydrate. It will create some trouble in killing the food of the killing the bacteria present in the food, because saliva में lysozyme, thiocyanate ये सब होता है. It will increase the bacterial population of your oral cavity, ठीक है, which are not good for your teeth and lining of the mouth and all. It will do some kind of problem in swallowing. There are so many things. Okay, that is aptylism. Vomiting, ये तो कभी ना कभी सबका हुआ ही होगा लाइफ में, ठीक है. वोमिटिंग जो हमारा फीलिंग आता है वो एक सेंटर लोकेटेड है हमारे ब्रेन में, मेडुला ऑब्लोंगेटा बोल के ब्रेन में एक जगह है, वहाँ पे एक सेंटर लोकेटेड है कॉल्ड एज वोमिटिंग सेंटर और इमेसिस सेंटर. That center keeps on giving you the signal which makes you feeling nausea. Nausea is the feeling to vomit, and then finally we vomit. तो वह भी यही लिखा है, ejection of stomach contents through the mouth. This can happen when you are when there occurs some kind of indigestion, when there occurs some severe release of or high amount of release of HCl, is not it? When your stomach becomes hyperacidic, that kind of hyperacidic condition your stomach cannot bear. So under such condition, your that center which is present in your brain, it will understand, अरे भाई स्टोमक में बहुत ज़्यादा एसिड हो गया है ना, स्टोमक का लाइनिंग को ये एसिड क्या कर सकता है, डैमेज कर सकता है. बिकॉज एसिड विद अ पीएच रेंज ऑफ 1.6 एंड 1.8 धमाली बात नहीं है. इट कैन इवन डिसॉल्व आयरन, is not it? Iron particle, if you eat it, it has the property of dissolving that iron particle. So it is that acidic, is not it? So when your stomach becomes hyperacidic, that is the time when your medulla oblongata is going to get activated, and it is going to tell your stomach, or it is going to give you that feeling of nausea, that feeling of vomiting, and then you will vomit it out, so that your stomach gets rid of the hyperacidic condition. So ejection of stomach contents through the mouth, a feeling of nausea or emesis reflex, same चीज, vomiting वाला जो feeling है, leads to vomiting, controlled by medulla oblongata. क्यों? क्योंकि medulla oblongata it is a part of our hind brain. Okay, our brain has three parts: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. So it's a part of hindbrain, and it controls that thing, that vomiting का जो signaling thing है, it is controlled by a center present inside this medulla oblongata. Okay, so I hope ये diseases थोड़ा clear हुआ, और 3 या 2 के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे, इसका नोट बना. तो यहाँ पे देखो और 3 डिजीजेस के बारे में डिस्कस किया है. पहला है डायरिया, ठीक है, ये भी कभी ना कभी हुआ होगा. एबनॉर्मल फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ बावेल मूवमेंट, है ना, बहुत लाइक जल्दी पोटी लगेगा. बावेल मूवमेंट वी हैव डिस्कस्ड, इट्स अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग मूवमेंट दैट ऑकर्स इन आवर रेक्टम, इन आवर लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन, व्हिच गिव्स अस द अर्ज टू डिफिकेट. ओके, एंड इंक्रीज लिक्विडिटी ऑफ द फीकल डिस्चार्ज, है ना, तुम्हारा जो एब्जॉर्प्शन का जो एबिलिटी है ऑफ द सेल्स, दिस विल ऑल्सो डिक्रीज इफ यू हैव अ डायरिया, is not it? Hence your water is not getting absorbed properly. If you are drinking water but that water is not getting absorbed properly, and hence that water is getting retained in your gut, and that water will give the fecal discharge a watery kind of texture. It also reduces the absorption of food. Okay, because as I told you, your intestinal absorptive cells, they will lack the power of absorbing, and hence it can lead to diarrhea, and that can occur under any circumstances. You can have diarrhea due to like eating of too much of food. You can have diarrhea due to some kind of bacterial infection in your gut, other etc etc etc. Constipation हम लोगों ने कहाँ देखा है? पीकू में देखा है शायद, पीकू मूवी में अमिताभ बच्चन को, पीकू था शायद, हाँ, अमिताभ बच्चन को कंस्टिपेशन का प्रॉब्लम रहता है. इरेगुलर बावेल मूवमेंट, कभी पोटी होता है कभी नहीं होता है, सो पेट भारी भारी लगता है ना. अमिताभ बच्चन वी हैव सीन इन द पीकू मूवी आई गेस. हाँ, सो कंस्टिपेशन, द फीसेस आर रिटेन्ड विद इन द रेक्टम एज द बावेल मूवमेंट ऑकर्स इरेगुलरली. ओके, indigestion, in this condition the food is not properly digested, leading to the feeling of fullness. When your food will not be properly digested, at that condition the food will stay in your stomach, the food will stay in your large intestine. giving you the feeling of fullness. You will not feel like eating in a long period of time. You will not feel like eating, is not it? Because you are feeling full. You feel you still have the food in your gut. The cause of indigestion can be many things. Inadequate enzyme. Suppose your proper enzymes are not coming out at the right amount in which it should come out. Okay. Anxiety, है ना, जैसे ब्रेकअप हो गया, उसके बाद एकदम दिल पे लग गया, अरे लाइफ ख़त्म भाई, यही तो था लाइफ में, है ना, अभी ये चली गई या चला गया, अभी क्या होगा मेरा। तो ऐसा कंडीशन में जब ज़्यादा रोगे तो डिप्रेशन होगा. अंडर द डिप्रेशन सम वाइटल हॉर्मोन्स ऑफ योर ब्रेन वॉन्ट बी रिलीज्ड विच हैव डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट रिलेशन इन मेकिंग द रिलीज ऑफ द प्रॉपर अमाउंट ऑफ एंजाइम्स. इसलिए देखो ब्रेकअप के बाद भूख नहीं लगता है, क्यों? क्योंकि दुख में होता है इंसान, है ना, और ज़्यादा दुख में होता है इंसान. तो अंडर दैट कंडीशन उसका क्या होता है, वो ब्रेन से जो हैप्पी हार्मोन्स हैं, है ना, वो हैप्पी हार्मोन्स जो हाईली फंक्शनल हार्मोन्स हैं, वो सब रिलीज नहीं हो पाता है. अंडर दैट कंडीशन एंजाइम्स कैन नॉट गेट सिक्रेटेड प्रॉपरली और इन गुड अमाउंट्स इनसाइड योर एलिमेंट्री कैनल, है ना. अंडर दैट कंडीशन वो डाइजेशन नहीं होता है, इंडाइजेशन का प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा और उस कंडीशन में यू वॉन्ट बी एबल टू फील दैट हंगर पैंस. फूड पॉइजनिंग. Food poisoning, you are eating street side food a lot. In that food there is too much of bacteria and all, or it is in unhygienic condition, that might lead to food poisoning. Overeating, है ना, अचानक बोले किसी दिन घर में बहुत दिन बाद बिरयानी बना और एकदम ऐसा खाएं कि उठ ही नहीं पा रहे चेयर से, है ना, तो ऐसा कंडीशन में भी प्रॉब्लम होगा. स्पाइसी फूड, बिकॉज ओवरईटिंग तुम कर रहे हो लेकिन तुम्हारा बॉडी में एंजाइम्स तो उतना ही रिलीज होगा ना जितना डेली रिलीज होता है. सो इफ यू ईट ओवर, सो मैक्सिमम पोर्शन ऑफ योर फूड इज गोइंग टू बिकम पॉटी. इट इज गोइंग टू फील इनटू द लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन. इट इज गोइंग टू स्टे मोर टाइम इन योर गट, गिविंग यू द फीलिंग ऑफ फुलनेस, लीडिंग टू इंडाइजेशन. Spicy food, if you eat too much of spicy food, your lining of the alimentary canal might get irritated, and under that condition it might not release the necessary amount of mucus, necessary amount of enzymes which is required. Okay, so too much of spicy food can also lead to indigestion. So I hope you understood the diseases and all. We completed this chapter over here, digestion. Next we will start the chapter breathing. So let's see if we start breathing through online or offline. Till then, study properly, enjoy whatever has been given today, and if I miss to give that particular photo of marasmus and kwashiorkor, please do remind me to send it. Thank you.